Good evening and welcome to Regally Rebellious Rants, Reads, and Reviews. Tonight I want to go on a rant, and I usually do more rants than I do reads and reviews, but I want to talk to you about a time when I was manifesting, right? Everybody knows about 11/11 and how the portal is wide open during that time, and that's a great time to manifest, right? So, I was doing all of my manifestation rituals, and if you don't know about 11/11, you should really look it up. You should really look it up, and it's great. Do your due diligence and do your research on 11/11. So, anyways, I was doing my work. I was doing my manifestation. I was asking the universe for what I wanted and praying and, giving up certain things. And all throughout the day of 11/11, I just was on it, right? So, one of the things that I was wanting to manifest, I'm not going to say trying because I still believe, was a husband. A husband, and not necessarily a husband right away, but a soulmate, a friend that would eventually turn into a husband, right? So I'm doing all this manifestation things, and I just happened upon a man. I'm not gonna say I happened upon it. I found him on a dating site. Okay, I found him on a dating site, but we kind of hit it off, and come to find out that he was doing some manifesting himself during the same time on 11/11. So, go figure, right? And I'm all excited. I'm like, Lord, is this him? So what's the likelihood of somebody manifesting a wife or soulmate at the same time that you're manifesting? Now, I never spoke a word to him about me manifesting anything. He just happened to just start talking about manifesting. And then he said that God manifested you to me. And I was like, what? Lord, is this him? Yeah, I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Yes, I said hook, line, and sinker. But I fell for it. Everything was going great, and we were going on dates and things like that. And let's just say that the signs were there. The signs were there, and I ignored some things, right? I ignored some things that I desired. And I know, and I did say, he doesn't have to be perfect, Lord. I just want him to be perfect for me. Perfect for me, right? Oh, and he was fine. He was 6'1", muscular build, liked to work out, just an Adonis of a man. Beautiful smile, beautiful teeth, big round doe eyes. Yeah, all that, right? But there were some things that didn't line up for me that I desired in a mate, as far as communication. And we all know that communication is key to any relationship. I mean, we would go out on dates, and I kid you not, it was like I would have to force conversation. I would have to make up things to talk about because it was like null and void. No conversation. And I took it as if though, okay, maybe he's a little shy, I don't know. So here I am stressing myself trying to find conversation to make this man talk. So I just finally asked him, I'm like, what do you like to talk about? What are, some things that you like to discuss? I mean, we played the date night game and everything just to kind of get some things going so that we'd have some things to talk about. And that went well. And as time went on, conversation got less and less and less. He continued to book dates and make dates and things like that. But when we go on these dates, it was like crickets. You ever been silent bowling on a date with someone? You ever been silent skating where no one talked on the date but you, and if you didn't come up with conversation, there would be none. It was just forced. And I know that's not what I asked the universe for. That's not what I wanted. I want a natural flow of conversation. I wanted someone who could make me laugh. You know, I wanted to enjoy myself on my dates with the man who I felt like God was manifesting for me. I didn't want it to feel like force. I didn't want to feel like I was trying to make him be someone that he was not. And when I asked him, he told me he was more of a listener. Okay, great. So I can only talk so much for you to listen. So it has to be some back and forth dialogue in order for this to keep going. And I was just so frustrated. I'm looking at this man, I'm like, damn, he fine, but God, he's not. I just don't feel like he is. Go to his house to meet him for an outing, and the house is a disaster. Not to the point where it was like nasty, but it was just things everywhere. And I'm not a neat freak, but I believe in decency and order in your home. So I began to ask him things about, when he was married, like who was responsible for the upkeep of the home? Because I'm thinking to myself, if I married this man, his children, yes, he had children, younger children than mine. And that was okay. I was willing to work with that. But to have to break someone out of habits that they are apparently accustomed to, because you have to be accustomed to this. Or maybe I also thought maybe he's going through a depression. I mean, and if he was, baby, it was depression all throughout that house, from the kitchen to the living room to his bedroom to the bathroom. I mean, just stuff everywhere, like the beginning of hoarders. Okay, so no judgment, right? I wanted to get down to the root of it. I wanted to know why. Is this your normal way of living? Because I have to prepare myself, right? If this is the man that God sent for me, I have to prepare myself as a woman to take on the responsibility of helping him organize, or find out if he wants to be organized at all, or if this is just it, right? So I asked questions, and, he said he's not good at organizing, but he was open. So I'm like, okay, I can work with that, But, it was all this, extra stuff on top of if I did organize, what he'd have to do. It was just like, it's like a lot. And I'm like, I just feel like I've been through so much, and I've accepted, and I have, bend and swayed and waved, to accommodate and to be in a relationship, that God is not going to do this to me again. I just feel like he wouldn't do this to me again, right? But still, again, no judgment. I was open, and I was willing. At least I think I was. But I was willing, but I think I was more willing because he was a beautiful specimen. I was compromising, and my spirits just wouldn't let me, because it wouldn't settle with me. I couldn't settle with this, right? So I would ask him questions, and my questions started to annoy him. He told me, we should be in the honeymoon phase of our relationship right now. I said, okay, so if you feel like God manifested you for me, then I should be getting to know the man who plans to be my husband. So I need to know these things, right? I need to know this. I need to know if I'm going to be having to live in a sham of a home, or if I'm going to have to clean up behind you and your children every hour on the hour because I'm not used to clutter. I need to know these things. So, long story short, my questions became an annoyance to him because he couldn't take it no more. He said that Basically, like I said, that we should be honeymooning. He don't understand, all the questions, and basically he's just seemed to me like he was totally okay with silent dating and me not speaking, me not saying anything. Oh yeah. He told me what you see is what you get. So what I told him was to tell someone that what you see is what you get implies that you are not capable or willing to change or compromise yourself for someone else. So that was like my cue, along with so many other red flags. And I said this to say, the devil hears your prayers too. So while you're praying and manifesting, the devil hears your prayers too, and he will send someone get caught right up in that web and make you believe that this is the person. And he spoke those words, and it was just so crazy to me that God manifested, because I feel like if God manifested him to me, then he wouldn't have left. He would have compromised, because I was willing. I was willing to compromise, but he wasn't willing, and that's okay. That just lets me know that he wasn't the one, and I did not waste any more time. Even though it was roughly 3 months, it wasn't 9 months. It wasn't a year. When somebody shows you who they are, believe you, and what's for you will never leave you. Okay? What's meant for you will never leave you. And when someone loves you and they think highly of you and they really want to be with you, compromise is going to be on the table, because they'll see you for who you are and value you and know that you are of value, and they are willing to not lose something so valuable. But when it comes to the point where a mere question to get to know and to understand bothers the very soul of the person who claims to be the person for you, they are not the person for you. They're not. So, needless to say, a lot of time wasn't wasted, and it is what it is. And he wasn't who he said he was. And that's okay. That's totally okay. You live to fight another day. And besides, I still look good. So, not that it's about all of that, but women, you feel me. So, I just wanted to go on that little rant today. So, this is your girl, YP. Miracles and blessings to all of you, and I'm out.